Welcome everybody, Ryan here from Indy Wrestling School. And what is the deciding factor when it comes to deciding what kind of promotion you want to run? We'll have the answer right after this. I'm looking to start my own wrestling promotion. I'm not sure what to run. You need to look at a couple factors when deciding. First of all, the most important is your budget. Look, we would all love to be WWE, but the fact is, who's got that kind of money? Second of all, what do you enjoy? Now, keep in mind they don't necessarily correlate. You might enjoy WWE, but you might not have the money for it. So you have to take elements from WWE that you can afford and put those into your show. Now look, if you're a fan of deathmatch wrestling, you might want to run a deathmatch company, but you gotta make sure you have money for the insurance, you gotta make sure you have money for all those weapons. Weapons are not something you can just go to the store and pick up willy-nilly. I mean, you know, if you're looking at light tubes, those things are expensive. If you're a fan of classic wrestling and you want to book a bunch of veterans, that can be expensive too. If you like all the young up-and-comers, but they're from all over the country, fly guys in from California and Maine and Florida, that's great, but that can increase your price also. Look, and the higher your budget is, the harder it's going to be to get that money back. So you have to look realistically. Look, if you like a bunch of guys from all over the country, maybe book one or two and not try to bring 10 guys in. Again, everybody can have one successful show, but it just takes one bad show for a lot of guys to fold. And so many of these independent wrestlers are leery, especially when it comes to their first show, because people have been screwed over before. I mean, how many shows have independent wrestlers out there can answer this, but how many shows have you gone to and there's no money? One of the rules I always tried to stick to, I didn't necessarily care about what kind of promotion we were. I knew I wanted to be a family-friendly show. So I wanted to have a mix of ECW guys and legends from WWE and great indie wrestlers and just a mix of stuff that I wanted to see. But first and foremost, my concern has always been treating the guys with respect. So as soon as anybody who's ever worked any of my shows walks to the building, the second I greet them, I hand them their money. Because there's been so many times where the guys are doing their match and then the night goes on and on and on and they're wondering if they're going to get paid. I eliminate that concern. Now look, can it work both ways? Look, they've been screwed over plenty of times. Can they look me in the eye, go thanks for the money and leave? Of course they can. And I've been fortunate that I've never had that issue. To me, an important thing when you're talking about what kind of promotion you want to run, it's got to be something you enjoy. Because you're the one putting the money out, or you're convincing somebody to put the money out, and it has to be something you believe in. And I think that's, above all else, it needs to be something you enjoy doing because you're the one who's invested in this. Either financially, emotionally, you're spending a lot of time doing this, putting it together where you're creating posters, you're putting up posters, you're selling tickets, you're designing tickets, you're selling t-shirts. I mean, everything goes into a show and it needs to be something that you enjoy. It needs to be something fun for you. So if it's not a style of wrestling or a style of promotion you're going to enjoy, you might want to reconsider that. That's all for this. I don't know if I kept to the time. I think I was pretty close that time. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, please beat the shit out of the like button. And we'll see you